Hello,
Hello,
ladies.
I have a scab in my nose and it's doing my head in.
Oh my god. Welcome to the reality of Never Together. Realistically, that's what this podcast is about. We filmed an episode, have had an hour and a half of personal life debrief, and now we're filming another episode.
And I'm picking a scab in
And
my
she's
nose.
picking a scab, and anyway. On today's episode, we'll be talking about
Scabs.
Imagine we had a whole episode dedicated. I'd scream.
There has to be somebody out there.
Oh,
That's
I
done an episode
couldn't.
on scabs.
I
Like
couldn't. One of
maybe like medical podcast.
I couldn't.
I could.
Anyway.
It's
Today
driving me crazy because it's like because it's dry and then it's making my nose like really tight.
Yeah.
So going like this hurts, and then like I'm going into sensory overload because all I want to do is
remove it,
pick it. But then that's making it 3 million times worse because I pick it and it bleeds and then it's like wet again because it's in my nose and it's on both sides.
Anyway,
Ghosts.
On today's episode, we'll be talking about ghosts.
Ghosts. It's a bit rogue one, isn't it? Actually,
I love ghosts.
I am aware of ghosts.
I am aware. That's a good way of putting it. I'm aware of ghosts. I'm not scared of them. My family has historical.
It depends.
Witchy.
It's kind of, we've said this so many times on the podcast, like, it's fear of the unknown.
Yeah. See, but that's the thing. I think for me, it's fear of the unknown, but in a way, it's a very controlled fear.
So there's this theory, right? So I can't remember what it's called. It's called your field of knowledge.
Yeah.
So everybody has their own field of knowledge, okay?
Yeah.
You know what's what and what isn't what kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then when something happens that you either cannot explain within your field of knowledge or is outside of your field of knowledge, or maybe it's called field of awareness or whatever, you can't fathom it and you can't explain it, and that's why you get scared. So say for example, if we looked out the window and we saw a meteor, I feel
like that's not as rogue as you think it is.
No, the way I said that was really weird. Meteor? You saw a big rock falling from the sky
with flames.
It could be a million fucking miles away, but you would be absolutely terrified. You've never seen one before.
Yeah.
It's outside of your field of knowledge and you don't know what to do, which then creates fear.
Yeah. Panic
I think
fear. With ghosts, it's so rogue in my family just because.
Are you like a spiritual family?
On my nan's side, on my dad's side we are.
So like quite traditional orthodox, we all go to heaven.
No, my mum's side is very religious where it's orthodox, like go to heaven.
And then your dad's side
on my dad's side is like very more, it's much spiritual. There's a higher power. Like my nan used to read coffee cups. Like she would have
tea leaves.
No, coffee. Like she'd have you drink coffee from a mug. She'd turn around and after like a certain time, she'd like be able to read where the droplets in the cups fall. It sort of like tells you the.
Does she pay for that? Can I get that?
She's dead.
Rip.
Anyway,
she's a ghost.
No, but my nan on my mum's side would be like, your nan was right. She said I was going to run into financial like monetary debts, and here I am.
Well,
20 years later.
One of our friends went to. I don't think it was a psychic, but I think it was a fortune teller.
Yeah.
This like has stuck with me forever. He told us this at uni. Anyway,
I've never heard of this.
You might have. He went to a fortune teller or somebody that like reads palms or whatever. Not like a tarot reader or anything or a psychic or anything like that, but fortune teller as like a bit of a tee kiki whatever.
Tee kiki.
And then all she said to him. Wait, no. Reverb. So he was at a train station and a rando woman came up to him and she was like, I have a higher power, I have a gift, I have been compelled to tell you this, I've watched you, I've been compelled to tell you this, and it's my duty to tell you this. He goes, right, okay, crackhead.
Oh yeah, what kind of bullshit is this?
She says, beware of the man with the snake tattoo. He's like, whatever, like, fucking, okay, like, see you, crackhead, bye-bye. Months go by, nothing. He's on a date with this guy, and he sees the guy's wearing like a collared shirt and it's slightly undone, and he's like finished work, and he sees something like poking out of the like his like so where his collarbone is like just slightly poking out of his neck, and our friend goes, "Oh, what's that?" And he goes, "Oh, it's a snake tattoo."
Oh.
He was like, "Huh?" He was like, "Oh, it's a snake tattoo," and he literally was like, we finished the date and I never spoke to him again. I literally blocked him on everything. And I was like, surely that's just like garble. And he was like, no, I literally, her words were like ringing in my ear. I felt it. Ooh. And he was like, I was like, so this man wasn't like dangerous and didn't give you any vibe or anything. Like you weren't worried before you saw the
gut feeling.
He was like, I was like, you weren't worried before you saw the tattoo, DDD. He was like, nope. He was like, he said, oh, it's my snake tattoo. And he literally said that his stomach like fell out of his ass.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Like the fact that a woman felt compelled at a train station to tell him that.
Yeah.
Like she literally out of nowhere went, I've been watching you. I need to tell you this. I have a higher power. I need to tell you this. And he went, whatever. Months go by.
Crazy bitch.
He's on a date, first date with this guy, snake tattoo.
Yeah.
He's like, from that's a dragon. He was like, I felt in that moment he was like, I felt in that moment I just needed to go. I needed to leave there and then. He was like, he wasn't dangerous, he didn't give me any inclination.
That's the thing.
He was like, I felt it. And I was like,
so this gut feeling that he felt happens very often in my family, because my cousin, I think it's mainly me, two of my cousins. One of my cousins can see, but I think it stems down from like my nan.
What, like see dead people or see the future? Like
ghosts.
Visions?
Like
okay.
Ghosts. And so when he first came to Spain, well, when I was really young, back in the day, you know when you could see like the volume columns when like with sound?
Yeah.
You could see the volume. Stereo. Yeah, on stereo you could see the volume columns. Yeah. I used to love watching those for some reason.
Yeah,
for hours.
Yeah, I used to love
And one Sunday, my dad was working on his like drawing on his sketch and we're playing music, and I was like, can I play it a little louder? And my dad's like, like no, like I think it's a good volume, let's keep it. And I was a really good like young kid, so I was like, okay, that's fine. So I continued, like I'm minding my own business. I turned to the stereo and I see the wheel turn by itself.
No.
And my dad was like, I told you not to turn it up. And I was like,
I didn't.
It was not me. And that's the cool. I'm never going to forget that. And then a couple of months later, my cousin came to visit. He was like, do you guys have a boy running around? It's like, well, the only boy around is
your brother.
My brother. But my brother was a year old. Like he wasn't walking. And he's like, oh, because I've just seen someone run around. We're like, okay, that's fine.
No.
That's fine. And like in the middle of the night, his bag just dropped. And so we did some research, and
was this your house, by the way?
The house that I was raised in Madrid.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And so apparently there was a car accident. And so
outside
the house, and that kid just like haunted that house. But it wasn't like, for me, that has never been really like weird. It's never weird. But that's the thing. It's never.
It's like, oh my god, everything clears.
Yeah, but that feeling has never been strange to me. Like I'll explain this to people, and like,
they're like,
for example, there was another time. This one was really creepy because I was here in the UK and my sister was still in Florida, and so I remember having a very vivid dream of this girl in a Victorian gown. It was so
Victorians fucking creep me out, man.
But it was harmless. She was this girl who had like a white glow, and she was coming down the stairs, and my sister was taking a nap, and she sat next to her, and it was like, I want to say it was Sunday, just because that's when we fold our clothes, like Sunday afternoons.
Los Domingos.
Yeah, Los Domingos. And so
the Saints' Day.
There was like, there was
day for folding clothes.
Like there was all these clothes like being folded. My sister had fallen asleep, and the Victorian girl literally sat next to my sister and just stared at her, not doing anything. But that's a very vivid memory that I have. Hold on, wait.
The watching me and I don't know.
Yeah, but that's the thing. But I, for some reason, have that. Right. I never mentioned it to her because she was like not a fan of it. But I was like, I'm fine with it. Like I'm it's harmless.
It's nothing.
Like, if they wanted to hurt us, they would have hurt so many people so many years ago. And so then my sister, at Christmas, I remember it was in my nan's house.
She had some dream.
No, she calls me and she was like, "You're not going to believe what I said, what I just saw." Like, I was coming back from a date with a guy and we parked and we were just chatting in the car and I see this girl and I was like, but she wasn't really clear. And I was like, hold on. This is going to sound like the weirdest thing.
Yeah, but
I'm going to describe her to you. And you tell me.
Did she see you in the cold light of day?
It was like a night.
Yeah.
But it was in the same, like, neighborhood awake. Of that same house. Yeah, she was awake with, like, her date. And they both saw it. But I was like, I'm just going to stop you there. I'm going to describe it. I'm going to describe it. She was like, it's a girl. I guess the vibe is Victorian. It's a white gown, hair half up, half down, with a bow. And she has, like, a white hue. And she's barefoot. My sister had to hang up. She was like, no, you don't. Like, you're lying. How the fuck do you know what this is? I was like, I saw, and she was like, when did you see her? And I was like, I saw her one day, like,
would you, I would love to go to a psychic or a fortune teller. Or
I would love that with my cousins.
But also as well, I've not had many people in my life die.
That's the thing.
Who would come through for me?
That's the thing. We have never.
Who would come through?
That's the thing. I don't know who this bitch was.
I would also slightly call their bluff, because if they were like, "Oh, I'm getting a G, and I'm like, babe, like, the only person that will ever probably come through is our lecturer or Martin. My great nan.
Yeah, but that's the thing. When this happened, everyone was alive. Everyone directly, like,
yeah.
So it wasn't my nan. It was like some
just
ghost
somebody
of somewhere. But that, like, the fact that I knew what my sister was talking about being so far away. And so then I went to LA, and my cousin, I was hanging out with my cousin and her partner at the time. And she was like, well, Aisha, can you tell him about what, like, can you tell him what the ghost gut is in our family?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it was just sometimes when we feel like presences, like, it's not necessarily bad, but I certainly feel the energy shift quite a bit. I'm feeling it right now, and I don't know if it's like because it's the witching hour of like 3 a.m.
Yeah, definitely.
But like, I'm feeling it right now, and he's like, it's so creepy that you say that because we're right next to the Cecil Hotel.
Ew.
And I was like, and that's where the witchy like, and it's so strange because my cousin and I have the gut feeling of like the energy shift. My other cousin can, but that's the thing for me. It's like
I'm not like gifted or spiritual or anything, but I will feel
like there's something there.
Like, interestingly, my friend, I don't know how much I believe this, but my friend said that she feels energy. She's quite spiritual. She says she feels energies and she will get feelings about things and she will advise people on them. And the same thing, she is able to, like, not even necessarily speak to dead people, but like hears things and stuff. And I'm like, you sound unwell.
Yeah. That's called schizophrenia.
You do. No, but she interestingly said that my aura is, so like the light that shines around you, she was like, your aura is really tiny. And I was like, well, what does that mean?
I'm petite anyways.
But I was like, what? So she was like, the glow around you is really small. And I was like, well, maybe because like barely anybody in my life has passed away. I probably do not have much energy around me because everybody is living.
Yeah.
But also, like, what, like the aura around you, what does that mean?
I don't know.
I feel like have a guardian angel somewhere?
I think there's a slightly different between being spiritual, like I charge my rocks in moonlight.
Would you like to be a seer? I'd love to be a seer.
A what?
A seer. SEER.
Apologies for Googling.
Consulting Google. Somebody that has visions of the future.
No. Surveillance, Epidemiology, and End Results Program. NationalCancerInstitute.gov. No, I would not. Name. I think I'm pretty happy and like content with my gut feelings.
I'd love to be Nostradamus.
I'd love to.
He was riddled, wasn't he, with like guilt and duty as well. Like he would have like a really fucking horrible vision, and he's like, "What do I do? Do I tell them?" Because it's not clear enough for me to say, avoid Monday the 5th of July.
That's the thing. I don't want to go through that. Like, I'm already anxious enough as a human being as it is. I don't want the spirits like coming.
Spirits, are you there?
Like, I don't want the spirits coming for me. I'm quite comfortable with like acknowledging that there is an energy here. And
here?
No, not here. Okay. But like, I remember at home, especially during the pandemic.
This is a new building. We're fine.
You'd be surprised. Because what happens in Florida a lot of the times is that, especially like from in Broward County towards the Everglades, that was all like Native American. Not because of colonization, but just naturally Native American just like left because of storms. Also, but they obviously
wasn't it kind of slave town as well back in the day?
No, not necessarily. I think not as far as
it's like the outback, isn't it? A bit.
Yeah,
like it's more of America.
It's more native, but like Florida, you couldn't walk it. Like there's so many, so it's like because we have cars now, it's obviously like a 20-minute drive, but to walk that 20-minute, it would be like ages to get. So it's like very inland
because it's like kind of like mossy swampland, isn't it? Yeah, with a massive A road running through it.
Yeah, so it's like there's Native American tribes that fled because of like they fled to Cuba because like this living in the swamp was just not it. But obviously, there's graves from like the natives.
Yeah.
So a lot of the presences that I do have and a lot of the names that have come through, not to me, but to my cousin who were up there as well, have been a lot of native. And I remember during the pandemic, there were several nights where I'd be fine. Other nights I'd shift. As soon as it was me watching the TV late at night, like a light would, like my dad loves these time like lamps.
Yeah.
So he'll put the timing on so it comes on at like 8 and it looks like people are home.
Yeah.
But then it will turn off automatically at midnight. As soon as that lamp turned off, I'd feel something come and like stare at me from like a corner. Oh. And I'd have to physically like, and it shifted so abruptly as well that it shocked me. I was like, oh, it's like if someone knocked on the door right now and be like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, so I'd hear it and I'd have to say like, I'd say it out loud. I'd be like, I acknowledge you. Welcome.
Well, I do this like with
maybe it's the voices in my head. I'm crazy.
I'm not superstitious, but I'm a little stitious.
Yeah, like I'm not
like if I see a magpie, I have to say good day, Mr. Magpie. I have to. I can't be giving those bad spirits.
Spirits.
I can't.
Yeah.
Like I can't.
That's
and
fair.
Also as well, naturally, just with the way of the world, you will only see one. You're not gonna. Magpies don't flock together, so you're not going to see two, which means joy. You're only going to see one.
What do magpies look like? Hold on.
One for sorrow, two for joy. So naturally, you're probably only going to see one. So obviously, I want to ward off bad spirits. Good day, Mr. Magpie. Good day.
Oh, when I tell you I see these birds every day.
Yeah. You better start saying good day, Mr. Magpie.
I never said it. I wonder how the superstition changes culturally because I've never heard of this magpie thing.
So magpies weirdly mean like bad omens.
Oh,
bad omens.
The way I don't give a fuck.
But there is a rhyme about a magpie. So it's like 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy, 3 for death, 4 for a birth.
Oh, yeah.
But you are never going to see 4 magpies.
I see 2 magpies all the time.
That's joy. But they're isolated creatures. They don't flock together. You will naturally... So if you say, good day, Mr. Magpie, that wards off the bad spirits, that wards off the bad omens that might be coming your way.
Yeah.
I'm not a heretic. I'm not a pagan. I'm nothing. However, you best believe I'm going to fucking say, good day, Mr. Magpie.
But it's like in Spain, for some reason, opening an umbrella inside is really bad luck.
Oh, God, yeah, same here. I won't do it.
And so for me,
actually, no, I will. No, I will do it. Umbrellas. I won't do ladders.
Oh, walk down behind under a ladder. No, that one's a big one. It's not as big as the umbrella. The umbrella one is like,
don't put new shoes on the table.
Don't put shoes on tables anyway. Disgusting.
What if you have to lace them up?
You lace them up on the floor or on your lap. Anyway, the umbrella one is like the moment you see someone open the umbrella, it's like you yell at them to stop. And here, I think working in theatre now, we'll like have...
Did you say the M word?
No. What?
Macbeth. You're not supposed to say it.
Oh yeah, we don't say that. We don't know. Working with umbrellas inside, I'm like... like someone will open umbrellas part of a problem. I'm like, oh my god, please stop. We're gonna die. Or the other one, what is another one from Spain? Oh my god, my nan used to say that if someone's what is it, sweeping, and they sweep your toes, you're not gonna get married.
But
So
what if it's an accident?
I don't know, but I used to test.
Like literally lift.
I used to test the devil and put my foot on the under the sweep. I would like, I dare you, sweep my feet, sweep my feet.
Don't be testing
I
fate.
dare
like that.
you. But now
I'm such a big fate person. Like,
but that's the thing now, because I fucked around so much. I genuinely, obviously,
you're terrified.
No, it's not even that. I genuinely think, obviously, this comes with like, no, it's not always facts. It's superstition. But because I tested the devil with sweeping my feet, so I'm not going to get married. I've never had a relationship. There's a very superstitious part of it. It's like I've probably never had a relationship because I tested my mum and my nan sweeping me.
This is why I say I'm not superstitious, but I'm stitious.
I'm stitious.
But like the thing for me is, okay, it may be a little bit of ha 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 ha. However, I'm not like phobic of it, where I'm like, oh my god. But I don't want to take that chance.
Yeah,
I'm good.
I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay. I'm just gonna say good day, Mr. Magpie.
Yeah.
Or I'm just gonna avoid the ladder. Like,
yeah.
I'm just not gonna put new shoes on the table.
Yeah.
But historical perspective.
21 minutes of a rant. Wow.
It's
related. It's not a
tenuous
tangent.
link. It's tenuous.
It's not tangent.
Maybe we just do one on superstition.
Yeah.
Although we've kind of already done one. It's 20 minutes in. But historical perspectives on ghosts. So back in day, because we always we always start with history on Never Together. People used to use ancient beliefs and stories about ghosts as warnings to like young people, or what they used to be stories of don't do this, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So for example, it's not a ghost story, for example, but The Boy Who Cried Wolf, it's don't tell lies.
Yeah.
So people used to use stories of ghosts, or for example, the boogeyman. They're gonna come and get you.
They're boogeyman.
Or like Krampus. Like, this is why you be good at Christmas.
Yeah.
This is why you turn your fires off. Well, first of all, like the Krampus one makes me laugh. Like, don't. Oh no, you have to leave it burning because it burnt. Yeah, you have to leave it burning all night. But I'm just like, that's a fire waiting to happen. But yeah, so the stories of kind of folklore and ghosts and things like that would be to teach you a lesson. But then they kind of became slightly more, I guess, popularized. So like in the UK we have like the Black Dog or the Headless Horseman.
Oh my god, the Black Dog.
Yeah, so it's the spectral hound.
Yeah.
So that means obviously the omen of death.
Yeah.
So like that kind of is maybe slightly more just like a bit of a folklore, but like it's not really got a lesson.
Yeah.
Whereas kind of like I'm trying to think. But there's ones that are kind of like, so slightly more, what's the word? I can't think of the word. Like, Mrs. Havisham, she was technically kind of like a ghost. And it was kind of like she's not really a ghost, but she was kind of a ghost. And it was kind of like a story to be like, get married, girls. Don't be left on the shelf kind of thing. Don't be some harridan. But other ones that we have, they're not really actually folklore, because there's one about Anne Boleyn that's like she's said to haunt the Tower of London and Blickling Hall. And interestingly, I listened to a podcast of a woman who is from like works in the Tower of London. She was like, yeah, I've seen her.
Oh fuck.
She's like, yeah, I've seen her. So the Headless Horseman obviously is a rider without a head. I didn't know that one was from the UK actually.
I did. Come on.
I didn't think it was from the UK. I thought it was like from somewhere like Germany or like
Germany
France
has a lot of sirens.
Yeah, actually true. So obviously similar. No, this is what I didn't think it was UK, but it is. So a common figure in British folklore, often depicted as a rider without a head, such as the one associated with the village of Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah.
Oh my god, as well. Interestingly, was this same podcast, different episode. So it's got an Irish host, and shout out After Dark. and they were talking about banshees, and he said that he actually got a bit. He was like, he got chills. He was like, I'm really scared to be talking about this because if you start talking about them, you invite one. I'm getting chills talking about it now. Because like, if you talk about them, you invite them into your life.
I was gonna ask questions, but I don't want that.
So he was like, so they're talking about the history of banshees, where they kind of came from.
Stop talking about it.
I've literally got chills.
Stop being really scared.
And then he literally ended the episode, and he was like, "I'm so glad that's over." And then the English co-host was like, "Why?" And he was like, "In like Irish tradition, you don't talk about them. They're just there, but they're bad. They're bad omens."
Yeah.
And he was like,
Can you Google it?
Huh?
Can you Google it? I'm really scared.
A banshee.
Yeah.
We're not Irish.
That's fine. Okay.
So other English ones are Herne Hunter. Yeah, remember that.
Never
So
heard
a
that
ghost figure from Windsor Forest. They're all freaking hunters or ladies.
Yeah, well.
Interestingly, the Pendle Witches are common folklore ghosts, but that happened. That really happened. They're not.
Yeah.
I'll say, what is the superstition
with banshees
around banshees? Oof, I've literally got chills. Okay. So they're the how do you say it? Harbinger of death. Banshees are omens of death. Hearing a banshee's wail is believed to signal that someone in the family is about to die. Oh, I've got chills. I've literally got chills. Especially in
Stop reading. Stop.
Ooh, the scary thing.
No,
don't.
No.
I've got Irish.
Yes, you bitch.
I forgot. So.
Oh, I don't want to. That's fine. Hold on. I'm gonna have nightmares at my tings. First night I have
my partner's at the Euros.
Oh my god! Do you want to sleep over?
Freeway.
I cancel on the man.
Sleep on his sofa. Okay, yeah. So
stop. Anyway, so we have La Llorona. Stop.
So, it's just they're scared to talk about them because they're scared to talk about, like, if you talk about them, you're bringing death into it, or they're brought down through generations, and they invoke this idea of. So the idea of speaking of a banshee could invoke its presence. It could invoke its presence as a powerful deterrent against discussing them openly.
Ooh.
In some communities, there is a strong cultural respect for the supernatural and traditions surrounding it. Talking about banshees might seem as disrespectful or taboo, potentially angering the spirits.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm sorry, guys. This is purely educational.
We're just reading about you.
Oh,
publicity is good publicity.
Hello, Mr. Magpie. But it's kind of like if you do a Ouija board, you're like asking for it.
You're asking for it. Anyway.
So you have La Llorona.
We have La Llorona.
Is she the only one?
Probably not. But I think La Llorona is the one that's sort of like impacted me personally for some reason.
Ooh, I'm scared of
It's terrifying. Basically, the whole thing is that like this woman can be heard in like a siren way where it lures you in.
A bit like a banshee.
And like through bodies of water. And
I literally have chills.
Yeah.
It's cold and we are sat right by the door.
We shouldn't be talking about this at like 11 p.m. But anyway, you hear her wailing, and the story is that she found out that her husband was unfaithful, therefore in a jealous rage drowned her kids, and sort of came out of that, and then was heard crying, obviously because she's drowned her kids, but she did in like a like an anger thing. So then she obviously came back to normal and realized that she's like
ah!
Yeah. So then apparently you can hear her wailing near bodies of water, which I hate, because then last summer we went to we did a little RV trip, my family and I, and we stayed around like lakes.
I don't have any
beautiful.
By the way, can I just let you be known, I don't have any Palo Santos.
That's fine. We don't have to.
We might do.
Are we near body of water?
No, I'm just scared we've invited banshees into the house. Close all your windows.
Close your windows. My window's broken.
Apparently that is a tradition. If you leave your window open, you invite spirits in.
Spit. I'm freaking the fuck out now. I'm gonna go home.
So you also. Oh, this one's freaky.
Don't say it. I'm getting freaked out.
No,
don't say
it. Because I have a personal story relating to this.
No,
so
I'm scared, Mom. Mom, pick me up.
So oh my god. So in the Latin community as well, you have El Silbión. ¿Silbión?
¿El qué?
Silbón.
El silbón.
Silbón. So he's called the Whistler.
Yeah.
Originating from Venezuelan and Colombian folklore.
Yes,
El Silbón.
Silbón.
Silbón is the ghost of a young man who killed his father. I've got chills. He carries a bag of bones and is known for his eerie whistle, which gets louder as he moves further away and quieter as he approaches.
Fuck that.
Creating a sense of impending doom. You also have cucuys. I forgot about them.
Yeah, cucuys. But
that's... The boogeyman.
Yeah, but cucuys, I think, for us is more... Or we have one that obviously... I think it's a real folklore, but that's sort
Kidnaps misbehaving children.
Yeah. El cucuy. So it's more like gaslighting tactic rather than folklore now. It's like if you misbehave,
naughty,
el cucuy va a venir.
Yeah, he'll come
and you're like, oh, so it's just my mum being a little pissy head.
Yeah.
To make sure that like it doesn't come. But we had a I don't know what
they seem to be Colombian and so Colombian, Venezuelan, and
you know
Mexican
why?
Is coming a lot
because of the historical. Obviously, ancient African tribes also believe a lot in this, and through slavery, a lot of those traditional stories have been moved to Venezuela and Colombia because they have a massive Afro-Latin
I swear as well, like every freaking culture has a dog.
Yeah, Mexicans love dogs.
You have El Cadejo.
Yeah,
Cadejo?
That's the thing.
The ghostly dog appears in various forms in Central America and Mexican folklore. There are typically two versions. So the good Cadejo, a white dog that protects travelers. Yes, please bring that here.
Yeah.
And the evil Cadejo, a black dog that brings harm and misfortune. I think ladies. You have lots of ladies.
Yeah, of course.
The one-legged woman, the ironed lady.
Yeah. Wait. Stop! Don't say that. I hate when you make that face. Stop. Frida Kahlo.
La mala hora.
Yeah, fuck that. That's the thing. There's so many folklores, and like you could really go crazy if you. I think it also when you go to these countries, because it doesn't have the resources of like fully lit.
Yeah.
Streets. Anyone could be walking.
Another place that has lots and lots and lots of like ghosts, spirits. Japan.
Oh my god, yeah.
They have so many.
Oh my! The one thing that freaked my dad and I out.
And indigenous, like Inuk cultures.
Yeah.
Have so many ghosts.
Oh my god, yeah.
Setna, fuck me.
Yeah, there was
Is she called Setna?
I don't know, but there was one documentary that my dad and I were watching. And this guy, it's actually, I think it's James May from like Top Gear.
Love him.
He goes to Japan. Fuck off! Did he actually?
Yeah.
That's well cool.
Not same year though.
That's fine. My dad is like dying to go to Chipping Norton to see Jeremy Clarkson's farm.
Yeah, I want to go.
Should we go?
Yeah.
My dad's here in the next couple of weeks. Jose. Anyway, yeah. So
I
basically,
can practice my Spanish.
He needs. We were watching James May Goes to Japan. And he goes to like one town, but one of these towns is basically for every person that dies, they make a puppet that looks like him. So it's in an abandoned school, and there's like because in Japan there's a lot of dying, aging population,
but also as well like there's lots of suicide as well. Like,
oh my god, yeah. But
these like one of the most haunted places in the world.
Yeah, like these. I mean, this is a whole suicide forest in Japan.
That's what I just said.
Oh,
I said it's one of the most haunted places in the world.
Oh. 2 ears.
What do you think I said?
No, for some reason I don't know. Anyway,
I wasn't listening.
No, I wasn't. But basically, there's a lot of towns in Japan that are like dying out because either the younger population is moving.
That burp's probably really loud because I just did a massive burp right by the mic.
Like it was, next to a lot of the younger people are either moving to Tokyo or moving outside of Japan.
Yeah,
so all these old cities.
Yeah,
are like
just
desolate, becoming dying people. So they're making puppets that look like people that have died in the town, and it's the most creepiest thing
have you ever seen that Netflix series called like Dark Tourist?
No, but I want to.
Freaky.
That's just more like
it's good.
It's more like a
like daytime watch.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe Saturday at 11 a.m. when the sun's out.
Yeah,
in summer in July, like that's like American Horror Story. I remember my brother and I had to set like especially like the scariest seasons. Like for me, Freak Show. Freak Show wasn't scary.
Fine. No,
But
it was
Asylum.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god,
I
that's the one.
literally couldn't sleep.
No, we had to like say we're not watching this when the sun's down.
No, I watched it all in a day. But yeah.
Oh fuck, that's rough.
Like, freaky.
That is rough.
But famous ghost stories and hauntings. I guess the first one that comes to my mind, at least in England anyway, is like the Enfield poltergeist. So that was The Conjuring 2 is based on that. Very, very freaky, but in my mind,
I'm never gonna set foot in Enfield now.
Huh?
I'm never gonna set foot in Enfield.
It's still there. So in my mind,
thanks.
It's so weird because with every fiber of my being, I want to say bullshit.
Yeah.
But the videos, man, like this was also as well. This was back in the 60s. Like they did not, or 70s or something like that.
Yeah.
They did not have the tech
CCTV for that.
Like they did not have the tech.
Yeah.
They did not have little clear strings and stuff. And as well, like the videos, things were just literally like flying. Like, and as well, the girl. So they had her on camera. The little girl. They filmed her, and they were like. They had the Society of Cyclical Research or whatever it was, the Psychological Society of whatever, ghost psychologists. They had them there, and then they were obviously speaking to her, and then she just like took on a new voice.
Bye.
One that like
you
could not like a little like I think she was like maybe like 12. No way. Like and it was like this gruff man. No. Hell yeah.
Stop. I
want to say it's fake.
I'm not having it.
But like I just can't.
That's the thing. Who am I to prove it wrong? Like I can't explain it. I'm too scared to go do it by myself. Therefore, I'm just gonna say no. I do not accept this energy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move on.
But like, hear me out. Amityville Horror.
Who?
Amityville Horror.
The fuck is
the film?
No.
Just get on this train. I used to love horror films. I still do, to be fair. But they were all like so crap now.
That's the thing. I was like, if I'm gonna.
Music stops. Okay, hold your breath because you're gonna get a jump scare.
You know what scares me? The Quiet Place.
Nothing.
Oh my god, that was like, if you go watch it at home, it's like not as like bad. But when you're watching it on IMAX, like massive screen,
yeah. I went
because it's quiet. Like you don't want to eat
everybody's
popcorn. Everyone's
silent.
quiet.
I would have thrown it. Like
no, but that's the thing. You don't want to make noise because you don't want to make noise because you think like because the screen is so big and like the surround sound, you're like so people like my sister came back with a whole like bag of. She was like, I was too scared to even drink.
No, so there were two films that like were ghostly. And like I saw in the cinema, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't get scared by horror films anymore because they're all the same.
Yeah.
But like there were two films that genuinely like did shit the wits up me.
Which one?
The Conjuring 1.
Yeah.
Like actually scared the shit out of me. And Hereditary, which I did as well. Go to
oh my god,
it.
Hereditary scared me, and I watched it on like a laptop as like a. Now that I've seen it
on Putlocker,
yeah, that's genuinely what it was.
No,
in a room that wasn't even that dark, so I couldn't see how.
I literally went to see it in the cinema, and same thing. I was sat there like,
glued
to it. I was like holding my breath.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah, no,
freaks me the fuck. Yeah, like now that I've seen it, I'm like, yeah, I know what I'm
like. Within our friendship group, we've memed it so much.
Yeah, don't use.
But like, yeah, Amityville Horror. I'm kind of a bit like a bit fake. So I'll Amityville Horror. Looks like correct. Amityville. It's really hard to spell. No, go back. Cool. So in this house basically there were the DeFeo murders. So basically, Ronald DeFeo and his parent Jr. murdered his parents and 4 siblings in their home in Amityville. He claimed he heard voices urging him to kill his family. He was convicted of them. And then the Lutz family moved in. And then, unaware of its gruesome history, the Lutz family reportedly experienced a series of terrifying paranormal events during their 28-day stay. They bought the house and moved in and only managed 28 days.
Fucking hell.
They fled the house.
I would have too.
The Lutz family claimed to experience strange odors,
Oh.
cold spots and temperature drops,
Oh.
green slime oozing from the walls.
That I'm not a fan
Swarms
of.
of flies appearing out of season, mysterious sounds and voices, apparitions, including a demonic figure with red eyes. George Lutz waking up at 3:15 a.m. every night, the time of the Defoe murders. Kathy Lutz levitating and experiencing physical attacks. The family dog trying to hang itself.
There's like bits that I believe in and bits that I don't.
Like, so it was a book, apparently. So it was obviously it was called The Amityville Horror, true story, bestseller. Then a film adaptation.
I feel like it's all like glitter and sparkles for like horror.
Hollywood sparkles.
Yeah.
So interestingly, paranormal researchers question the veracity of the Lutz family claims.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's too many coincidences of like, like too much jazz. You know, too much jazz and tap numbers in terms of horror. Like, so you have everything. We have everything.
Yeah, and green slime.
Come on, are you Nickelodeon? Grow up.
So good. But like, this is the thing, because I believe in ghosts. You know, I've had a ghostly experience.
That's a bit crazy.
But this, to me, green slime oozing from the walls, the dog trying to hang itself.
Like, how? How does...
Maybe
what kind of sailors...
Maybe there was like a rope or something.
Like, what kind of sailor's knot is a dog, like, able to do?
Like,
like, that's the thing. It's like too much jazz and glitter and like...
But also as well, like,
cannons
part of me as well, I don't want to... I've had a ghost experience. I don't want to denounce their claim.
No.
Because I believe in ghosts.
Yeah, that's the thing. I believe in ghosts. I don't want to... If I'm criticizing the Hollywood aspect of it.
Yeah.
Not if it happened, it happened. I'm not one to question the spirits.
Yeah.
I'm not one to question. I claim their power. I understand your, like, I acknowledge you.
But as well, you are from the spirit realm.
Spirit.
Unless like a demon or, you know, something that really you do not want to invite into your house.
Yeah.
Unless something like that. Ghosts have minimal power.
And like I said earlier, if they wanted to harm us, we would have had stories from years ago.
Also as well, everybody would believe in ghosts.
Yeah.
If they wanted to harm us, everybody would believe in ghosts.
Because there would be proof.
Everybody would have had an experience.
Yeah.
It would be like people just accepting Jesus exists. Like... So apparently there's this other one I've never heard of. So the Winchester Mystery House is a fascinating and enigmatic mansion located in San Jose, California. Here's an overview of its history. Sarah Winchester was the widow of Mr. Winchester, the heir to the fortune. After the death of her husband and infant daughter, Sarah reportedly consulted a medium who told her she was cursed by the spirits. Spirits! The medium advised her to move west. So she purchased an unfurnished house in San Jose and began extensive building. Construction continued 24/7 for 38 years. Huh?
Sorry?
Interesting. So the mansion is known for its bizarre and labyrinth design, featuring staircases leading to ceilings or dead ends. Do you think she went cuckoo bananas and just kept going, build this, build this, build this?
Probably, because if you've lost your husband and
38 years it took
if you've lost your husband and your infant daughter, that, whether you believe on ghosts or not, scientifically, psychologically, that has to alter your brain chemistry.
Oh yeah, 100%.
The post-mortem depression that you get for both of them.
So the construction continued for 38 years until she died. There's no formal architectural plans, and the house was built in a haphazard manner.
Mm-hmm.
So staircases leading to ceilings or dead ends, doors opening to walls or sheer drops outside, windows overlooking other rooms or floors, secret passageways and hidden rooms. This bitch went crazy. The house originally had 7 stories, but an earthquake in 1906 reduced it to 4. The number 13 appears frequently in the house design, with many windows having 13 panes.
Oh.
Staircases with 13 steps and other instances of the number integrated.
That has to be some
What?
some crazy cuckoo banana shit.
Yeah.
That has
So
to
just reportings of ghost sightings, unexplained noises, other paranormal stuff.
Yeah.
The true reason behind Sarah's continuous building remains a mystery. Some
Yeah.
believe she was driven by guilt and fear of vengeful spirits, while others think she was simply eccentric or using it as grief therapy.
I think it's grief therapy.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
I don't know if she was the one building it or she was just.
She's probably delegating.
But no construction. Like, construction workers would just be like, girl, are you crazy? What? I'm not doing
But that's
that.
the thing. At the end of the day, it's just providing a service. If you pay.
Maybe.
If you pay.
I never heard of that one before.
Me either.
But, yeah. So there's obviously, like, lots and lots and lots of talk about ghosts. You know, there's some really wild and wacky and really crazy stories about ghosts.
Yeah.
Like, I can understand why people are skeptic. But
Yeah.
people make like a whole career out of it.
Yeah. I feel like I believe in it enough to have, because I've had enough experiences, but not to make a career. Oh, bonk.
It's one of those things, because like people, it's really tough because people, they'll be like, oh, it's this. Like, oh, so for like the Enfield poltergeist one, they'll be like, oh, well, you just had like a pulley on a string. Or you just had like this or that, or oh, this floor was built slightly tilting, so obviously things are gonna roll.
Yeah.
But just no. Like there was no strings, or there was none of this. I can't.
Yeah.
Also as well, like, okay, fine, you do get fame from or you know, money or whatever else, but also as well, like, you have to live with that.
Yeah.
Like I don't see the benefit in lying about it.
Yeah.
Because you are, okay, fine, you get fame and but you actually, on more sides of the coin, you actually get infamy.
Yeah.
More than anything. And I would say that people would probably
in this day and age,
people would probably just more likely avoid you. If you were like,
Yeah.
oh, that's the girl that was from the that's just I keep mentioning that one because that's the one I know the most. But if people are like, oh, that's the girl from the Enfield poltergeist thing, like, I would run a fucking mile.
Bye.
I don't want that.
Juju, no.
You're a door. You're a doorway to something.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Like, you are bad. Like, literally, yeah, you are bad juju.
No, thank you. Bad
you
juju.
Are bad juju.
But the way that I would be able to get that vibe from someone immediately, and I'd be like, I wouldn't even go there.
Bye. Like, that's lonely. So why would you make something? Why would you? Why would you put yourself through that?
Yeah.
Like.
Anyway.
And also as well, like. You go out into the world, and you're like, I'm going to tell my story. You will probably have equal, if not more, skeptics going, you're a liar, you're a money grabbing whore.
Yeah,
whore was a bit far. Whore was a little bit far.
It's a little bit far, but you know what we mean.
Like, you're money grabbing. Like, you're going to have more skeptics than you are believers.
Yeah,
and again, it's like it's completely discrediting everything that you know is true. Why would you put that? Why would you put yourself through that?
Yeah.
No.
It's crazy what people would do out there for, like, likes and stuff. I hate it. That's when I watch, like, ghost documentaries, I'm very aware of, like, I actually do my research of who's, like, producing it.
Interesting.
Because anyone with money could produce, like, a documentary.
Yeah.
So if I'm watching a documentary about ghosts, I'll be like, right, who's produced this? Who's the team?
Photos as well, it's difficult as well because you could totally just fake them,
especially in this day and age.
Yeah, or they could just be a little spot or something like that.
Yeah,
but like, what was I gonna say? So obviously, like, ghost hunting is not new.
Yeah.
So like back in the day, like particularly it's always in the fucking Victorian era, they would have seances. They freaking. So the Victorian era, they were fucking obsessed with death. Like they literally used to take pictures. So somebody would die. This freaks me out.
Yeah.
So somebody would die, and what they would do would be like prop them upright, or they would have them in a chair or something, and they would take a photo.
Yeah.
So there'd be obviously like. The alive people would be sat there with their eyes open, and obviously you couldn't smile in Victorian pictures, so you just sit there like, and then behind them would be the very real
Very dead.
Very dead person with their eyes closed like that.
Oh, I can't do that.
Yeah, they were so obsessed with death, like the Victorians.
No,
so they used to do like
you.
That's where the Ouija board originated from. I think. Don't quote me on that, guys. I
don't want to.
Or at least, okay, right. It might not have been created, but it was definitely popularized.
Yeah.
In the Victorian era, so they would do seances, they would do Ouija boards, but also as well, like they would totally fucking fake it. Yeah. Like they would literally have pulleys and strings and stuff because you get money, people pay.
Yeah.
Like
I guess, as Liza Minnelli and Joel Grey said in Cabaret, money makes the world go round.
It does. But I think that's now given way to like Most Haunted.
Yeah. The credibility's out the window because of all of this.
Is Most Haunted fake?
I don't know, actually.
I don't know.
I think it comes bits and bobs. Bits and pieces. Embellished.
For because like
the dramatic license of it all.
Interestingly, one of my partner's friends, really strange, used to be a producer on Most Haunted.
The fuck?
So he used to go to the sets and, well, not really the sets, the locations, let's say, and he was like, genuinely, some of it, like some of it genuinely was like either the cameraman banging or they would interfere with the kit and stuff, so it would like spike. But he was like, genuinely, some of it
we had nothing to do with
it. We didn't do. And I'm like,
que miedo.
No. But like as well, how do you, so like the ghost box and stuff, like how do you interfere? Or even what's the one with the lights where it like is like, so it's like green because something's, so it's like a red light, and then if there's activity it literally starts like flashing green. I don't know what that's called, but how do you interfere with that? I don't know. I'm not sure. But like poor old Ed and Lorraine Warren, like I just like they genuinely had to have like the knowledge. Like there's no way they could fake it for that long. Like she was psychic, I think.
Probably.
But like, yeah, I think because of kind of like all the Hollywooderization and all the folklore surrounding it, so like the Cucuys and like
the
Cucuys and like La Llorona and, you know, the Headless Horseman and stuff, we are taught to like really fear ghosts.
Yeah.
But I think the everyday Joe and the Jews, you're just gonna have like, what's the word? Something knock or like. So tell me to end. I think that's all of my topics. So to tell me to end, do you have a personal experience of a spot?
I think the first 20 minutes of this podcast
was
my experience.
So you're saying you would go to a psychic?
Yeah. I think it'd be interesting.
I'd go to a fortune teller. I wouldn't go.
I'd go to a psychic with my cousins specifically.
What? Because they'd call the bullshit.
No, it would be interesting because we all seem to have like different levels of this like ghost gut thing. So it would be interesting to see how. I
trust it. Like if a fucking gifted human or somebody with powers told me avoid the man with the snake tattoo, I fucking would. I'd leave.
Yeah,
I'd literally get up if someone go.
Yeah, it definitely, and I think the best feeling is the gut feeling. The gut feeling's the second brain. So if your gut says, "Bitch, get out,"
don't, because I get this gut feeling like all the time that somebody is watching me.
Yeah,
it's making me feel sick talking about it. I get
like
it all
here,
like
everywhere.
I'll be in a hotel like somewhere. And I literally go like literally like that. Curtains closed, everything closed. I literally go. Yeah. Because you get that feeling like you're being watched.
Yeah, I do feel like that. I did feel like that in a hotel in Chicago. Like I got there at like 3 a.m. I was by myself, exhausted. And I was like, I don't feel safe here.
It's an unmistakable feeling, and you cannot confuse it with anything else.
No, it's a gut feeling that's like I might shoot myself if I turn the light off. Something's gonna happen. I slept with the light on that day.
Yeah, too.
I fully, like, not even the lamp, the big light.
The strip lights.
I was like, I'm gonna one eye open because this gut feeling is so bad. To be fair,
actually, another film that scared the shit out of me was The Grudge. I watched that way too fucking young.
Yeah.
Way too fucking young. Ooh, actually, and the OG Paranormal Activity before they ruined it.
That's what I was going to say. Paranormal Activity was fine, and then they've started, like, popping them out like it's the Sheen factory of horror movies. Like, we don't need that many.
First one. First one. I watched it in the cold light of day with a friend.
Yeah.
That scared the absolute fucking shit out of me. But also, as well, that was real. Well, real, quote unquote. Like, it was like probably one of the first home footage style films, which, and then there was another one called like Tapes or something, but that was like crazy.
That was scary.
Is it called Tapes?
I don't know, but I know exactly which one.
It's got like a skull with two videos.
Yeah. That one freaked me the fuck out.
Is it called Tapes?
Something like that, but I don't exactly. It freaks me out. Anyway, what is your experience?
So I often get an unexplained
gunt feeling,
and I'm just like, either something.
Speaking of, like, that just came up, and I was like,
that's scary.
What is that?
What is that?
I don't know. But the next one's really scary too.
Is that a painting?
I don't know.
They're all really scary.
What? Don't show it to me. Can you please close the app? It's so terrifying. I think we're just, like, oversensitized. We fucked ourselves up tonight.
Oh, hell no.
Can you close the app, please?
Thank you. So yeah, sometimes I just get a gunt feeling. Like, it's kind of like a presence or something's watching me. Or whatever. But my most terrifying one, this actually still gives me, like, fucking chills thinking about it. So, I often as well will wake up, like, not having like a nightmare, not having a dream, just
and
I look at the time and I'm like, don't do this to me. It's always like 3 or 4 a.m. Without fail. Anyway, and it's bolt. It's like you've had a nightmare and you like bolt.
Yeah, like you're falling in your dream.
Yeah, but I'm not. There's no dream. There's no nothing. Bolt up, and I'm like wired. Anyway, this one scares the fucking shit out of me. So, ironically, we're in Ibiza, but we're in San Antonio, so
You've mentioned this.
So we're in the middle of. I probably actually have already mentioned this on the podcast.
To me, no, to us, not on the podcast, but to us.
Anyway, same thing, literally same thing. So we're in the middle of San Antonio, but it's like literally like the field. So like there is nothing near us.
Very low island
for like miles. There's nothing. We're not near the beach or anything. It's like the only thing for miles. Same thing. I bolt up at 3 a.m. and I'm like,
yeah.
And I'm like, to be fair, that villa, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
But it did give me the creeps a bit.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, so the windows weren't really windows, they were just holes cut in the wall with like bars. And like it was quite a dark villa as well. It was beautiful, but quite a dark villa, like terracotta tiles, white walls, that kind of thing. Quite traditional furniture and stuff like that. Still beautiful, but not modern by any stretch. So I get 3 a.m. bolted up. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, oh, really thirsty. So I go to the kitchen, and clear as I am awake right now, whistling. And this ain't wind.
Nuh-uh.
This is what I assume is a male.
No.
Tune. Whistling.
Mm-mm.
I get my water. I've spilled. To be fair, my bedroom's like right by the kitchen, and like
run.
I turn. I'm cold sweat. I'm like, okay.
Though I would have turned every single light on.
Huh?
I would have turned every single light on.
I literally bolt back to my room and I literally lock. What good's that gonna fucking do? Literally lock the door and like lights or like same as you, like strip light on, and I just watch TV and I didn't sleep. Didn't
your mum say something the morning after?
So I tell everybody the next day. They're all laughing their heads off. They're all like, ha 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 ha, it's the pool cleaner. I'm like, it was dark. It was
at like 3 a.m.
Yeah, it's 3 a.m. Like, and also like earliest he would come is like 5.
Yeah.
When it's light, I'm not going to clean the pool in the dead of dark.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, no, it was a pool cleaner. It was probably somebody just nearby. I'm like, there is nobody. We are literally in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's nobody for miles. Like, the road is a dirt track. Like, this is it. Everybody's laughing at me. And I just forget it. Nothing happens. Why does my mother, when we are sat on the plane home, we're silent. I've got my headphones in. She taps me on the leg and she goes, I heard it too. This woman is a skeptic.
Yeah.
Woman of science through and through, skepticism. Like, she does not believe. She literally turned to me and she was like, and as well, completely unprovoked. We weren't talking about it. Nothing. We're just on the plane. We're going home. I'm sat next to her. And she just goes, I heard it too. And I knew instantly what she was talking about. I was literally like, yeah. And I went, why did you not tell me before? And she was like, you wouldn't have wanted to stay. And I'm like, but everybody told me I was the pool cleaner. Like, you were just dreaming. Like, you must have been drunk. And I'm like,
no.
I was not drunk. I did not have any alcohol. I was awake and I clear as day.
Could
fucking
remember.
Heard it outside the window.
No.
No. But like, the thing that made me even feel worse is my mum was like,
the woman of science, the woman with her alphabet in the back.
She is the biggest skeptic ever. She does not believe in spiritualism. She doesn't believe in star signs. She doesn't believe in any of it. Psychics, fortune tellers, nothing. She doesn't even get the feeling. You know, the feeling like, okay, something's not right here. She doesn't get the vibe. Nothing. And she literally went, I clear as day heard it. But she said she did the same thing. She bolted up at like 2, 3, maybe even 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Dry as Gandhi's flip-flop mouth.
Oh my
I need to go get a drink.
God.
Went down. And it happened. Since then I believed. I always had a feeling. But since then, I'm like, yeah. But nothing has happened like that to me. I've never had a dream like a Victorian girl. I've never seen an apparition. I do sometimes get a feeling that something's not quite right. I often, weirdly, if I'm like out or whatever, I'll sometimes get the feeling that something might go wrong. I don't always get it.
Yeah. It's like the gut feeling of like, is this anxiety or
is something gonna go
feeling
wrong?
Like,
yeah.
But sometimes like I saw this man be really suspicious. I literally was just like, I don't know if it's anxiety or delusion, but I was like, let me get off the train before anything happens. And I don't know what happened. Nothing was on the news, thank God.
Yeah.
But for some reason, something in me said, get out on the train.
Yeah, don't go.
Get out of the train.
Yeah. It was like when you were talking about your friend, you were going to go to a party.
Oh my fucking God. I was going to go to a party and something in me said like, don't go. Like, just don't go. Stay at home. Something so strong in me said, don't go to the party. And while everyone was at the party, my friend said, I'm having a really bad episode and I might kill myself. And I was like, oh.
You told me. The spirits.
The spirits told me.
But
on that note,
always say hello to your magpies.
Yes, always say hello to your magpies.
And if you get that gut
feeling, don't open an umbrella inside.
And if you get the gut feeling, run away.
And on that note, we'll see you on the next one.
Bye, guys.
Bye.